This is part 10 of our Link's Awakening walkthrough, and we're conquering the second part of the third dungeon in this game.
What?
I don't know what we are.
10th part covering the second part of the third. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Second half of Key Cavern.
Well, I know what we're doing too.
But like I said, we had to backtrack.
To re-clarify for our viewers.
Yeah. We had to backtrack all the way back to the beginning here through that warp point because there was a key off to the right-hand side that we couldn't get before.
Well, there's also a key right here too, isn't there? Right? You'll go past those pillars. And
that might just be a treasure chest. It might or a rupee treasure chest.
Oh, I think you are right. I think you are right. I thought it was a key for some reason.
Either way, we had to come back here for one key. At least.
Yeah.
And because we couldn't get past that whatever that gravity thing was.
Yeah. Because I tried numerous times without the Pegasus.
Oh yeah, you try to time it and everything else. It just never works.
Yeah. And I said our last part, I thought I got upset because I didn't know how to get that key with the enemy on the side. It was just, you're right. It was just a rupee chest. I think
it is. I
kind of missed that in the last walk.
But it's so frustrating to if you forget that. I mean, I think it's a lot of
rupees. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I thought you got a key right there.
Yeah, it's a nice
rupees though. I mean, it's a pretty big gain right there.
I'm gonna need that to go buy some more health potion after this dungeon.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, he has a tough time on the boss, which we already talked about actually in the last walkthrough.
But the key was the important thing. The rupees are just added bonus.
Well, 200. You got to get 200 rupees, especially you end up having an abundance of rupees.
There are
in this game.
Remember the bow costs 900.
Yeah, the bow. Yeah, it does cost a lot, but you get them so quickly. I mean,
you do.
There's 50 here, 50 there.
Especially if you find a lot of the overworld treasure chests.
Yeah, which aren't that hard. The rupee ones aren't hard to find at all.
No, not at all. But yeah, we've collected, I believe, 2 of the keys we're eventually going to need to advance through.
I lost count
of
how many keys we had and how many we needed to get.
It's too many. Just too
many. The arrow is pretty obvious right there, though.
Yeah, and then of course the owl says poke the suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure.
It's just too obvious right there, really.
Yeah, but I think that does kind of help you a little bit for getting the key that has a wall that isn't cracked and doesn't have.
Yeah, it's because of the sword. Like you can poke it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And can you bomb that wall right there or not?
You can. It literally just takes you back to the previous
next room. Okay, because you didn't bomb it. I was wondering why you didn't.
It can also give you a little bit more room to get a running dash here to jump over.
Who needs that?
But I'm kind of we're just going to jump and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. Yeah. So if you land in the hole, you only takes like one or half a heart. Half a heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got plenty. I'm not going to do math right now, but we got 12 chances.
But I love using the feather to jump those big gaps. Yeah, obviously here you have a lot less room to get a running start.
Oh, definitely. I just said I'm not going to do math and did math.
We're not in college anymore.
Yeah,
don't do math.
and I think we said this a couple of our other walkthroughs. I love how they call it the Nightmare Key.
I do too.
Just love that.
And it's so appropriate too because like the bosses are called nightmares. I mean, it's just. I like how that's different, just dungeon boss, Or
just like we've always talked about, like a lot of little switches that just go a long ways.
Plus, it just adds to the general mystery of Koholint Island and this game in general.
Yeah, I hate this.
Oh, dude, it took so long, and they always.
And then you forgot it, which I think I did that too. Actually, first time playing through it.
I was like, "Where's the last guy at?"
Yeah. Then you somehow make a game with Koholint Island and Termina together.
Oh my god!
Because they're both so mysterious and weird. Yeah, that would be a really. I don't know how they would do that. But it'd be a really great game.
2 games where a lot of Zelda fans are like, did these even happen? Are these even?
Where there's always theories and stuff behind the game.
Now, I didn't like getting the compass. We technically could have gotten it earlier. But we got the compass right now, very, very late.
The boss, the Nightmare Key first.
Yeah,
which you really don't usually do.
And this is the kind of the secret room, I guess, that we were mentioning earlier. That the wall we had to bomb didn't have a crack or anything.
That's what you're talking about. Walking around, you would see that.
Yeah.
So I remember playing. I did see that room right there, and that's how I knew that you could get through there.
And I think you can see the crack from that room, just not from this.
That could be true. I don't know, but I do remember walking that way and seeing that room and not having too hard of a time with it.
It's just it's always one key or another that I lose.
But there's so many in this dungeon though.
Because right now we have 4 in our hand, plus we have the Nightmare Key. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And we're doing the 10th walkthrough, which is the second part of the third dungeon, too.
we're throwing numbers at you guys from angles that don't even know where they're coming from right now. But yeah, this part is frustrated me more times through this game than I can imagine.
I remember, I got to that very last one before the steps, and that's when I could not... It's how it always happens. It's always that last one that you cannot find. I was just like, where in the world is this? And I think it was actually... right back by that first room where I had the anti-gravity thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's an
Gosh.
easy one to forget. I mean, you just don't even think about that very first room.
You know one thing, like, I guess you shouldn't like something like this, but I liked how almost all these dungeons, except Eagle Tower later on, was one floor. I really did like that. It kind of made it a little bit simpler. Which,
I agree.
like I said, that's something you should really like, but
I mean, when you start adding multiple levels to things, I mean, think about, obviously, bad memories, but Water Temple.
Yeah,
Things like that. It can get very frustrating.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily frustrating.
Well, where's this drop to? Where's this steps go? In these handheld games, a lot of times the steps will take you to somewhere completely opposite on the map.
Which I like.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. That
I'm glad you like it, because I did.
I actually kind of do.
I hate how you get the key right for the boss
There's
room.
no purpose to that
Yeah,
key whatsoever.
I didn't like that. Unless you want to go find... I don't know if you... Did you get all the chests or not?
I believe so.
Okay.
Now this boss, and plus, where'd that random guy come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
But I do kind of like how I guess this boss was just hanging out on the ceiling. Because once you ran into the wall, he drops down.
And this got me too, like how you gotta use the rock feather to jump up. Like it's kind of actually.
I can't time it.
Yeah, it's actually a hard timer because well, I just faced the boss like that, and I don't know, just one of the games. Since you haven't played through them yet, yeah, it's very difficult to time that jump.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully we had the potion, or I would have died, of course.
Yeah,
it's just it sucks. But every time he lands, it stuns you, and then
you can't get away from him.
And he jumps right in.
and he jumps you and gets you hit on you. Yeah, so
it was pretty cool to finish him off. He was frustrating. It used to be done with this dungeon.
Yeah, it is. It is probably one of my least favorite dungeons in the game, if not the least.
It's my least of the game and one of my least favorite overall.
Oh, the whole Legend of Zelda series?
Oh, the entire series.
Gosh.
This dungeon is frustrating.
Those are pretty
many
strong
times.
words right there.
But now we beat the nightmare. We got the third instrument. That wraps up our Key Cavern walkthrough.